Welcome to T-News 9 channel. We're continuing our reading of the 190 IQ Killer. Tonight, Chapter 48, The Place Where Nothing Was Safe. The GPS coordinates from the text message led them to a construction site on the very edge of the city. Half-built apartment buildings stood like forgotten monuments, their cranes towering above, like giant metal skeletons against the night sky. It was midnight, and a cold rain was just beginning to fall. Ethan stepped out of the car, the crunch of gravel under his feet, the only sound. Detective Ramos followed close behind, his service weapon already drawn and pointed toward the shadows. In the back seat, Liana trembled, her face pale in the dim light. Ethan looked back at her. "Stay inside. Lock the doors." She grabbed his arm, her grip desperate. "He wants you here, not me. Don't give him what he wants." Ethan managed a tired, thin smile. "If I don't go in, he wins anyway." He turned and walked into the darkness of the construction site. The wind moaned through exposed rebar and scaffolding, a mournful, eerie sound. And then, Ethan saw it, a figure tied to a thick steel column. The person's head was covered with a rough hood. It was Harold Lachlan, alive, but just barely. Ethan rushed over Lachlan. "Can you hear me?" Lachlan's voice was a dry rattle, he said. "He said this was justice, said I had to watch." Ethan ripped the hood off. Lachlan's face was a mess of tears and dirt. He began sobbing uncontrollably. "He showed me the staircase. He showed me the boy again. I didn't mean for him to fall. I didn't." Ethan's patience snapped. He grabbed Lachlan by the collar. "Where is Kay?" A soft, single clap echoed from above. Ethan spun around. There, standing on the upper scaffolding, was Kay. The rain slid down the edges of his mask, which he now held at his side. There were no theatrics, no more games. It was just Kay the man. He looked down at Ethan, his expression unreadable. "Welcome, Mad Dog." Ramos aimed his gun. "Don't move." Kay completely ignored him, his eyes fixed on Ethan. "You found every truth except the last one," Ethan shouted, his voice raw with anger. "This ends now." Kay simply nodded. "Yes, it ends with the truth you ran from for 10 years. He pointed a finger up, toward the massive crane looming over them. Ethan's eyes followed, and his blood ran cold. He saw a loose load of heavy steel beams, hanging by a single, dangerously rusted hook. A real accident, just waiting to happen. Kay's voice dropped to a whisper, carrying on the wind. "You ignored the dent once. Will you ignore this one too?" Behind Ethan, Ramos whispered urgently, "This is a death trap. Ethan, don't move." But Ethan stepped forward, because he knew Kay wasn't speaking to Ramos, or to Lachlan. Kay was speaking only to him.